Hi all. We are moving to the last part of biological classification, and I have given here the notes also. Plus, these are some of the notes related to the topic, and I have given at last some notes which is that are coming from the NCRT exemplar. It is given here, so you can copy this down to your notebooks, and you can go through these notes, and the top one both are same. There is nothing difference in that, and here they have given in the question forms, and here they have given in the explanation forms. That's all. So you can choose which one is better suit, easy understandable for you, and like that you can move through it. And if you see here, the last part we are going to virus, virions, prions, and our virus, virions, prions, and our lichens. So what are they? Very basic definitions only. We are not going to detail study what structure, function, and other things. Very basic things only we are going to be doing inside this. So if you see this, if you're talking about virus, the word virus means poison. That's all. Poison. Because still the time of 18th century, 18th in the 18th century, we were knowing only about bacteria and other things which are capable to cause diseases. We were not knowing about any subcellular organisms which are much smaller than bacteria even can cause disease. We were not knowing, but everything was changed somewhere at the end of 18th century. What has happened is many of the scientists, not especially the soil microbiologist, uh, like Livodgatsky and all, they have found out that some organisms, some leaves are got infected, and fluid filled structures are inside that. They have reported these things in 1892, and very before this, Louis Pasteur came to know about the rabies. He's the first person to study about the rabies, and the rabies are responsible for some disease causing. But Louis Pasteur was not knowing that they are viruses. They are viruses. They know. And firstly, the term virus was introduced by Louis Pasteur. Louis Pasteur said it, and after that, it was confirmed by many of the scientists. They have confirmed it. And if you see these viral structures, if you're coming to these viral structures, these are some of the viruses which we can see here. It is given as T4 phage, which is looking like a robot, and you can see adenovirus and HIV virus. HIV virus is a common infectious agent to us which causes AIDS, a disease known as AIDS, which is caused by. And if you see these structures, it is very clear that they don't have any very complex things. If you see, these virus can be made up of genetic material like DNA, RNAs, and like that. Just a simple covering and an infectious tail or an infectious end finish. And if you see this HIV, you see an RNA inside and covered with an envelope with some enzymes and glycoprotein finish. They don't have any complex structures, but viral infections are very deadly. And now we are running with the age of coronavirus. And if you see this coronavirus also somewhat looks like, not exactly like this HIV retroviruses. Coronavirus also looks like something like this AIDS virus. When you look under this microscope, you can see, and you go online, you can see this structure of this coronavirus, and they are very deadly, and there is no treatment for this. That is another interesting part. For viral infections, either viral infection has to be cured by itself or we need vaccine. Why coronavirus is considered deadly? It is because of this reason. Because many of the people are getting infected, many of the people are cured, but still many people, few people are dying. We can't avoid that. So viral infection, virus infects like this also. When they hit us, when they infect us, they move like a wind here and there, and they infect and kill many people. So viruses, they do like this. And it is very much important to study about these viruses also. And these viruses are not only causing diseases to animals, they are causing diseases to plants also. For example, tobacco mosaic virus, etc., which was the first virus which was studied in detail, and it is having some only coiled structures are present. And if you see this viral morphology, uh, they are having a protective layer, protein layer known as capsid. And the capsid means they are this cap like structure, this capsid like structure, and each of these capsids are made up of capsomeres, protein subunits. That's all. And inside that, DNA or RNA will be there. The viruses are if RNA and or of DNAs, both are there, and they will infect to a cell. And I have shown here a diagram how these viruses are infecting. You don't want to study about this, how viruses are infecting, just to understand how they are running. And this is a basic viral infection that is running in the form of HIV. So that you will study in 12th standard, not in 11th standard. You will study this in 12th standard, what is the structure of HIV virus and how they are infecting. Just for your understanding, I have put that diagram. And after some years, what will happen is, some people came to know that there are many organisms found, that is, they are very late entries. That means after 1960s only they came to that. They are known as viroids. And why they have given viroids? Because they looks like virus. They are not actually viruses, but they looks like virus. And these viroids are RNA and self-replicating, and they will infect only to plants. And one of the tobacco spindle diseases, and I have given some picture of potatoes, how they are potato spindle disease, which is caused by a viroid, and how these potatoes are looks like they are already lost their shape and other things, and it is not good for any consumption. This was a later. And these viroids are much smaller than viruses, and next one is virusoids. And virusoids, it is not given in your textbook, not given in textbook. These are very common thing that infects to the crop plants. They are also having RNA also. You can avoid this, you don't want to study. And virusoids are the infectious groups with the satellite RNAs, means which can move from one place to another very fast. And these type of things we can see in hepatitis diseases. You don't want to study about this. Next one, that is prions. Prions are the most recent entry to the biological classification. When we compare in the size, prions are the organisms living thing which are the smallest of all, which you are coming considering in the all the form. These are the smallest of all. And the interesting part of these prions are, they are just proteins folded in different forms. They don't have DNA, they don't have RNA. This prions was first discovered by Stanley Purser, and prions means proteinaceous infectious particle, and in 1997 he got Nobel Prize for this. And these are responsible to cause some diseases both in animals and plants. And it is known as when it is infects in cattle's, not in plants, cattle's and humans. Cattle's, it is known as the bovine encephalopathy, spongiform encephalopathy. And when they are infecting in humans, we call it as human spongiform encephalopathy or Creutzfeldt's disease, very deadly. We don't have treatment for it. And when these Creutzfeldt's, when these prions are infected, you can see they have given some structure of this, how our brains are looking like. You can see the difference between a normal brain and the brain infected by prions. Totally the structure of the brain has lost. When the structure of the brain has lost, then we don't have any control and coordination, and finally we have to lead to death. And this disease is nowadays, it is increasing in foreign countries. We are getting a lot of reports, and these are the few disease that is transmitted in humans, transmissible in spongiform encephalopathy forms. This you have to go down, just go through this, and you don't want to study much about this in detail. And we don't know any chemicals, and we don't know any methods to kill these prions, and we don't have treatment for this also. Once it is infected and cause infection, suddenly the organism, that means within few months or years, the organism has to surrender for the death. And the last one, that is lichens or lichens. Lichens is a symbiotic association with a blue-green algae and fungus. Fungus gives the shelter, blue-green algae produces the food, and both of them shares a common areas. It's a symbiotic association. And these lichens are indicators also. Indicators means lichens are most, since they are of fungus and blue green algae, they need moisture, they need a very good environment, and lichens are an indicator for air pollution. Lichens will never grow where pollution, air, especially air pollution, is very high. So if any scientist is coming to the place to study about air pollution, how severe it is, they will be seeing whether lichens are growing there or not in their surrounding, especially on the woods and on living plants. If lichens are there, they can come to confirm that we have air pollution in this area. So by this we are finishing with the chapter. I have given the question answers down here. Both you can copy, or if you want only the NCERT, you can copy with the NCERT, and the notes are given to the top. But I recommend to read the textbook very clearly, and any doubts, please come back to me with by giving those things under the wherever I am posting these videos. Thank you.